So this stuff has been living in my brain rent-free for the last 25 plus years. Okay, here's the deal. I'm about to try some very unique pasta. It's about 2 feet long, spaghetti, 2 feet long, spaghetti number 5 they call it. I guess maybe that means something to some people, but what else is unique about this is it's at least 25 years old. It's probably older than that. I bought it when I first moved to the city and they had an Italian market, and I went in and I saw this and I'm like, oh, I gotta try that, and never got around to making it. And here it is more than 25 years later, and I thought, okay, it's about time. So today we're going to make this expired extra long spaghetti and see how it tastes and see if the length actually has any bearing on the flavor. And I will look into the brand Barilla. I think I've read that's not a high-grade brand.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
But it is made in Italy. And so yeah, I will confirm right below whether it is a good brand or not. But I guess I'm tasting it blindly, so that's a good thing. I don't know if it's good or not. And then plus it's old, so I don't know if that's going to affect the taste. But yeah, I think this will be kind of fun trying this out. So stick with me and we will be trying some extra long spaghetti number 5. Okay, so the first thing it says to do is boil 5 liters of water. Okay, so I could only fit 4 liters into this pot, and this is the biggest pot I've got. So hopefully that doesn't make a huge difference. But okay, so it's going to boil eventually. In the meantime, yeah, I want to show you actually how long this spaghetti is. So based on the measuring tape, it's about 22 inches. Okay, so let's try to read what it says on the back of the package. Okay, so there's a recipe for spaghetti with herbs. I'm sure it's delicious, if not vintage by now. Here's the nutritional facts. It's based on 1/6 of a package. And yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know how much spaghetti to put in. I guess half as much as I would normally because it's twice as long. Okay, so and here's the ingredients: durum wheat, semolina, and water. And it's a product of Italy. And I guess maybe that's where it is from in Italy, Parma. Is that the place where Parmesan cheese comes from? Okay, so to prepare, boil 5 liters of water per package of pasta. Add salt to taste. Add pasta, wait for water to come to a boil, I think it says. Cook, stirring occasionally until pasta is al dente, approximately 8 minutes. Remove from heat and drain. And then they're recommending you use their sauce, of course. I don't even know if you can still get that. I don't know if this is the expiry date or the date of manufacture. It has a time on it of 2256, but the date I can't figure out. But unfortunately, it's just too hard to read. So I don't know, does spaghetti actually go bad? I guess we'll find out. To go with the spaghetti, we are going to try this. I got this at Walmart, and they say it's pasta sauce, tomato with olives, and it's also made in Italy. So we're having a very authentic lunch today. The ingredients in this are... And I'm going to do my old college days technique of preparing this lunch, and that is, because the sauce is at room temperature, I'm just going to pour it on the hot pasta when it's done. I know some of you are shocked, but it's a technique that's worked for me for years. And then I'm going to, because I don't have any Parmesan cheese on hand right now, I'm going to use nutritional yeast instead of cheese.
That is disgusting.
And some people despise this and some people love it. I'm of the love club. For some reason, yeah, I really like the flavor. It's not that it's healthy, and it is ridiculously healthy. I like the taste. As we're waiting for the water to boil, I'll show you a normal size spaghetti compared to this one. So this one is, I would say, twice, if not longer, twice as long. Okay, the water is boiling. Okay, in it goes. So it says to boil it for 8 minutes, so we will try that. Okay, I've set it for 8 minutes. Let's try to get it all in the pot. And it says to stir it occasionally. Okay, I think it's boiling too much, so I'm turning it down just a bit. Okay, while we're waiting, why don't we give this a sniff? Holy yeah, it really smells of olive. So I don't know how you say the brand name. But yeah, I just got this at Walmart. It was fairly cheap, and the reason I got it is because it was a smaller jar. I don't like opening the great big jars and then not ending up eating it all right away. It just goes to waste. It goes moldy. And I've transferred my nutritional yeast to a shaker container. And all right, we'll just wait for this to finish. I don't know if you caught that technique of putting pasta in that's too big for the pot, like spaghetti. We just sort of put it in and let it gradually soften and then just keep dunking it in. Hey, yeah, so this is probably the most expired thing I've ever eaten. If you saw a recent video I did on expired food from a liquidator, you know I'm not afraid of eating expired food, but this might take the cake for that. It doesn't smell bad. It smells like spaghetti. Did you know if you have a spoon like this, or the ones with the holes in it, if you fill that with spaghetti, that's considered one serving. Another interesting thing, because I'm boiling water, it brings it to mind, is this a Mandela effect? I remember always saying, bring 5 cups of water to a boil. And now I keep hearing everybody say, to the boil. So I don't know when that changed, but nobody sent me the memo. Speaking of those, it's also like the one I always said I fell by accident. And now I keep hearing people say I fell on accident. The English language changed at one point and nobody told me.
Then why are you saying dinosaur instead of lunch? What does lunch mean?
It's a color, you know, sort of reddish, a light red.
Okay, we've got a minute to go. Okay, and I'm actually just going to use this tea towel, number one, as a bib in case I splatter red sauce, although I'm wearing a red shirt. That could be why Italians use the red and white pattern, because the red will hide some of the tomato stains. I'm doing this also in case I spill some hot water. At least it would create a layer. A protective layer, that is. And I'm going to trust the process and just give it 8 minutes without testing it because yeah, I'm sure they know what they're talking about. And yeah, I'm not really into throwing pasta at the wall. Okay, it's done. Holy yeah, so it is long, so it is kind of problematic to get it into the bowl. Okay, so let's add the sauce. Just like so. Oh, it's very chunky. Might be the olives. I think that might be enough, possibly more than enough. Okay, and mix it around. Wow, if anything, I can really smell the olives. You know what, I should try some of the spaghetti first. Yeah, the spaghetti tastes good, but I think we need more sauce. Okay, and let's try some of the yeast. This stuff gives everything a kind of a nutty flavor. I love the smell of nutritional yeast. Don't know why. Normally I like olives, but this smells almost too olivey. Okay, let's try to spin some onto a fork. Oh my God. Okay, this is definitely a challenge. Okay, let's try it. Okay, it's good. I would say if you don't like olives, you would absolutely hate this sauce. Wow, and this spaghetti is just a challenge to eat. Like the package says, it is cooked al dente. Al dente, however you say it. I would say it almost could have used another minute. So it's impossible to, spinning it on a fork does not do anything. Okay, I would say needs way more nutritional yeast. Okay, so as I'm eating this, I'm wondering, what is the purpose of this extra long spaghetti? Besides fun factor. But if you were going to give this to a kid, chances are you'd be cutting it up before you gave it to them. So I'm not sure. If you know why you would want spaghetti that's almost 2 feet long, let me know in the comments. So what I seem to be doing is biting it in half or somewhere on the spaghetti just to, because there's no way you could fit a whole strand like this in your mouth. Let's try it. Nope. Your mouth just becomes too full with a couple bites or a couple slurps. Yeah, now that I'm getting down to the bottom where it's a little more broken up. Okay, so I think I've learned a few things here. One is I don't think pasta goes bad. At least not in the climate I live in, where there's almost no humidity, so things stay dry. Maybe if you live in a humid climate, it gets rancid by getting too wet. I don't know. And then the other is, there really seems to be no purpose for spaghetti to be this long, other than the fun of it. Okay, so I think that's it. That's the deal with this 25-year-old extra long spaghetti. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And leave me a comment. Let me know, have you ever tried this? Have you ever seen it? I saw this 25 years ago and I've been looking for it ever since, and I never see it in the Italian market. So, okay, so that's it. That's the deal. Thanks for watching. Bye. Mamma mia, why's the spaghetti got to be so long?